Hello! Coucou! Ah, déjà? Hmm. J'ai pas hâte de devoir me lever pour aller la remplir. Bon, attends, il faut que je fasse l'annonce sur Twitter aussi, même si personne ne regarde jamais. Hop là! Bon, on va pas perdre beaucoup plus de temps, hein. C'est bien sympa, d'habitude je laisse la première musique, etc. Mais j'ai vachement envie de finir Danganronpa. Au fait, j'ai acheté 7 Days to End With You. Je pense que je vais le garder pour le faire en stream. Je suppose, vu qu'on parle pas la langue du jeu, que ça doit être jouable en français. Donc je pense que je ferai un stream français parce que comme tous les Danganronpa, on va les faire en anglais. C'est bien de varier un petit peu. Ouais, le jeu que je t'ai envoyé sur Insta. Ça va être trop bien. J'ai trop hâte. Selon la vitesse à laquelle on finit Danganronpa ce soir, c'est-à-dire si c'est très rapide, peut-être que je changerai de jeu. Et si c'est long, et ben on fera juste une autre fois. Mais je pense en tout cas que le prochain stream, ça sera 7 Days to End With You. Et au fait, bonjour Billy! Donc voilà un petit peu ce qui est prévu. Parce que le jeu a l'air vraiment trop bien. Il était pas trop cher. Il était très rapide à télécharger. Donc voilà. J'ai hâte. Ça va être cool. Je suis une grande fan de jeux d'enquête et ça, quelque part, c'est un peu comme un jeu d'enquête en fait, vu qu'il faut déduire des trucs. Je sais pas, ça va être sympa. Ouais, c'est cool. Et puis c'est bien aussi de pas s'engager quand je veux faire ça en stream, de pas être forcé de s'engager sur 25 000 streams, parce que c'est le problème avec Danganronpa et tout ça, c'est que quand je les commence en stream, faut que je les finisse en stream, et c'est parti pour très longtemps, et du coup j'ai pas forcément envie d'alterner, donc là ça va faire du bien aussi. Exactement. Ok. C'est parti. Danganronpa. Okay, so as usual, switching to English now. I'm excited to finally finish the game. I don't think we have a lot left, to be honest, and we saw the major plot twist, so I guess now is all that's left is like explanations of what happened. But yeah, I'm excited to finally see the end of it, because we started it like a year ago. It has been a while. Yeah, I do plan on doing them all in English, simply because I don't think maybe I'm stupid, but I don't think there's a French translation, or maybe there is, but like included with the Steam game, because I don't want to like download another thing, and now that I started them in English, I just feel like I gotta finish in English. It's just a lot easier for me to simply read what's on screen rather than do the translation in my head and then say it out loud. It just requires a lot more effort. So I think it'll be in English, but I want to try to do like the other games I might play outside of Danganronpa in French. So like I said, 7 Days to End With You, I do plan on streaming that in French, so that there's, you know, still both. Because it has been mostly English because of Danganronpa.
solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start floating!
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do! We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then, we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
The pictures were taken? And those interviews? It must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things.
Thinking back to what Monokuma's told us, the memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to. What? Well, I don't think it's the founding of Hopespeak Academy. It seemed to be like their time at Hopespeak.
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
I don't remember. It was like a year ago. The theme for the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. It's dreams. It's her dreams. Right? Her dreams were being threatened. Everything she worked so hard for, her and her friends, and she wanted to protect that. On my DVD was footage of my family. On Sayaka's was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we were given was...
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
One of them must have been money?
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results.
How
It was
nice.
to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question!
She really is silly.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
For the second murder, the motive's theme was... That's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. Mine mentioned how I used to wet the bed. So the theme that time was... the past?
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was...
Their darkest secret? Yeah.
And the whole reason
Embarrassing.
Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how she arrived here. Maybe she was hiding inside the bear and she can like fold herself. I don't know how she did that. Let's not question it. Like maybe she was hiding in the chair. Who's to say?
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
The theme was for the third murder was the reason Celeste turned to murder was She wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. So that time, the motive for murder was greed.
It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Greed doesn't have to be about money specifically.
Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
The motive in the case of Sakura's death was... What was it that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with Monokuma exposing Sakura's secret. So the theme of the motive in that fourth case was... betrayal.
I got it! In
Because she
her
betrayed
case,
her friends.
It was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world.
How many personalities does she have?
In fact,
She keeps on switching
there are as
between
many
them all.
reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other.
Yeah,
bringing
she
despair
is quite
to the
crazy.
world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
My favorite Junko? It's between the Uwu Junko, the nerd Junko, and the depressed Junko. But I haven't seen them enough to decide yet. Like, I think the Uwu and the like nerd secretary Junko are fun. But I also like how deadpan she is when she's the like depressed whatever Junko. Cause she's just like, yeah, I killed my sister, you know, it had to be done. I'm quite jealous of her actually. And I just think it's funny that she doesn't care about anything.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway.
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place.
That makes
is why
sense.
we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories.
Did something
Is that what
awful
you're saying?
happen?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories,
Yeah.
then we wouldn't want to leave.
I mean,
Do I
that makes
understand that
sense, right? Because in the interview that we saw, they all agreed to stay in the school forever. They said it didn't bother them. There must have been a reason why.
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave.
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
What is she talking about?
Real? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
The outside world?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
That's so stupid. It's like the worst apocalypse anyone could come up with.
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense.
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is
The
insane.
world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial.
What wasn't... Isn't that what we went through? I thought it was the final class trial.
Come on, bitches, remember or die. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing... I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage?
Footage we saw?
Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
No, that's wrong.
Because she took away Toko's memories, but not Genocide Jack's. Yeah, good thing I paused.
Who might remember?
The other Toko, Genocide Jack. The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
Unfortunately.
No, absolutely not. That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on.
And of course, if Byakuya tells her to, she's gonna do it. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer. Boy,
Not so friendly.
gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
too.
they were made to be friends.
Enough! Just look at the stupid
Equally
screen.
crazy.
Aye, aye. Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but of course it does.
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do.
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More important, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
The tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember. The kiss.
Just answer the question. What?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening. But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Yeah, we've heard that before. What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is.
What?
now.
So the world has come or is coming to an end because some people were killed in a classroom?
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
She's not helping. She's not saying anything
No
useful.
time flat.
What
Well, it
happened?
turned out the way it did, and that's that.
What is the world like now? Tell us.
Do it? Come on! There wasn't a single
Seriously.
person in there.
Well, it just so happened I don't know
Double
the
bear.
specifics.
Half a bear plus half a bear makes one full bear, but like weird.
Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened,
Lover's a
doesn't
big
matter at
word.
this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
But I want to know how and why.
It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous. I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Tagami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Gee, I wonder.
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Yeah?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
Stop? And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is
Then
destined
what
to guide
is
the
he?
world.
Just like the ultimate asshole?
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Well, that's what you
If
think. You don't know
some kind of
when you woke
world-ending
up.
event happened a year ago. Then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he
But
said, we just got
guys,
here a few weeks ago.
please try to pay attention. You lost your memory. Anything could have happened.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
The memories of their time at Hope's Peak. They joined Hope's Peak, they had a normal school life there, and then eventually their memories were erased and they started taking part in this killing game.
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took from us...
I got it!
Duh!
If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years.
Which explains the
Coming to this
pictures
school.
that you don't remember, because you lost your memory of that time. But you did take the pictures all together, and you knew each other because you were classmates.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire
I'm not
period of
particularly
time is
big-brained,
precisely
it's
what
just
you've forgotten.
basic.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
What's
not
strange is that, like,
possible.
you change in 2 years, even slightly, and they didn't notice any change in their body appearance, even just, like, their face would have changed, because you live your daily life, you don't notice these changes, because they happen gradually over time, but waking up 2 years afterwards, they must have changed in some way, and they didn't realize it. That's weird. I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Aw, thank you.
Worth of memories.
I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! No, that's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
No, that's wrong.
What would this emote even look
Hero,
like?
There's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
Yeah, that reminds me, but I don't know if you guys remember, but if you want to make like stupid, silly emotes and give them to me, we can add them to like, you know, the emotes that pop up on the screen. You know, like how when you type certain words, emotes appear on the screen? We can do that even if they're not like actual Twitch emotes. It's like, whatever. We can make it work anyways. So, yeah. I'm just checking something real quick. Yeah, like... Because I don't think I've streamed since we added this one. But there's the Awooga /WTF emote that you made, and I added it, but yeah, I don't think I streamed since we added it. The Awooga. It's really funny.
I found it in the locker room on the second floor.
I mean, I told you I would add it, didn't I?
If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wizza, is something wrong?
Yeah. And I think it's fun that it's an emote that you made and not me.
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt. But how is this? I don't remember ever writing
Honestly,
anything.
I couldn't recognize my own handwriting, I don't think.
No, no way.
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here. Shit, man, I've never been to a funeral. Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored
Come
of this
on! She was so close to telling us.
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do, but then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately
I think it's the one I like the less.
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this shit.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time. And that was...
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough.
Can they ever get back their memories? That's what I'm wondering.
So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right?
I like this one. I think this one's
And your
fun.
sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on the desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. Which means, of course,
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time.
Yeah, duh.
Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other. But
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Huh?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So,
With
since
all
I
of
love
us?
you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
The ultimate despair? All mankind?
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst.
Ah. Done. Hydrated.
Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
And you weren't?
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
But what is the
What do you
tragedy?
mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had
Yeah,
to
I swear. I
describe
just
it,
want to know what
I'd
it
say
is. Stop being so vague.
It was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it, and now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once! So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! I said it twice!
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
Headmaster? The one who turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolated us here.
I got it! It could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us.
And that's what the interview tape is
To
from.
protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise, to say that we were willing to live in this.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put
Wow.
much faith in
He
you.
really believed in us.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
I mean, I would do the
Once you
same.
finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
She hasn't explained like how she took our memories
You
away.
and Mukuro had
There's a lot of
been there,
stuff we don't understand
spending
yet.
the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
How did they even know something like this
That
would
moment
happen?
where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school deathmatch.
Yeah, a simple, classic high school deathmatch. Didn't your high school have that?
Rather,
Mine
it
definitely
was a method
did.
to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left
Of
out
course,
there.
magical mind powers.
You souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show
Les
them
irréductibles gaulois.
why
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world. That was... What? What's the question? Eh? I need an eye. But red. I needed red. Okay.
Now I understand. You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious? But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around
Of course you had
I
that.
had no problem expelling them. Expelled them? I have to thank you all.
Ok, bon appétit.
They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying
J'espère que tu vas pas manquer la fin du
on the
truc.
world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair
Yeah,
to
keep up.
everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies.
Thanks for looking up the exact words.
I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You
Hopeless.
solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final
Well, good
desire
job, I
for
guess.
creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Truth. Full of despair.
Not
That's...
to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other?
Yeah!
Nothing?
Duh! Obviously? Why did it take you so long to realize? If the world has ended, then of course your friends and family are probably already dead and money doesn't matter and the past matters even less.
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it.
Billy, why are you behaving like a
No
billionaire?
argument,
What's wrong
no
with you?
understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
True.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself. So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
If so, what then?
What is it with me and games that mention Schrodinger's cat?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well,
Right.
even if it's all, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed?
Billionaire, good one.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
You're
it's
the
because
one
of
who
you.
killed them?
You're as responsible as the people who actually murdered their
I didn't
friends.
kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
A little nudge, and it's over 2 years of plotting, dude.
And that's all
Be
it takes
serious.
when you start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple. You stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner. It's all your fault.
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did you? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and
Eh?
punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Why would we do that?
It's just one person.
I mean, I think Genocide Jack should switch back to Toko just in case because she's a crazy bitch.
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me
well.
just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
With Byakuya and Toko? No! What's a fate worse than death? What?
You mean we just...
We'd have to just live here? She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Yeah? I think I'll
Enter
try
a
that.
world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec, I just got hit with an inspiration bomb. Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all. So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant,
Byakuya!
super impressive
Byakuya!
punishment.
Byakuya!
What?
No, I think I hate Toko even more.
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down. Makoto, you're up.
Me?
What has he done?
You've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them.
They're not really discussing a murder anymore. We're unraveling all the mysteries from this game. We're basically at the end, big plot twist and everything. I guess they were discussing Mukuro's murder, but like we know who did it now. So it's kind of the aftermath.
If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, Then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
Okay, so basically, if one of us believes her about how it's the apocalypse outside and we're never going to survive because it's just chaos and death awaiting, then to be safe, because they all know they won't be punished and only Makoto will, they might want to vote to punish themselves just to ensure that they don't die. I guess that makes sense. Okay, fine, I'll hand it to you, Junko. That wasn't half bad.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to
But
live
they'll
like
be
you're
stuck
alive.
in here. Sacrifice me? But that's...
Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
Yeah, bad day to be Makoto.
Beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
Well, her father's dead, though. Like...
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you...
Plus, didn't she say that she didn't want him to be her father anymore and that she didn't care about him?
That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least
And
you can do
honestly,
is try to honor your
Honestly,
dead
going after
father's
Kyoko
wishes.
is like, I mean, I guess she's trying to make as many people as possible turn on Makoto to cause as much despair as possible, but I feel like trying to turn Kyoko on us isn't the smartest move because, like, she's strong and smart, unlike, you know, two people. I'm not gonna name names, but you can see them on screen right now.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with.
Wow, she's normal.
It's time
How
for the
refreshing.
final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope. And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair. That's not really living at all. Okay. I'm so focused.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab. If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting. So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Dude, I don't know. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna be consumed by despair. Oh, okay. And now I can't even... If I reach the end, I lose a heart, as if I had tried something and failed. I'll use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else.
We won't give up.
Okay. What am I supposed to do?
As long as there's hope,
I don't know.
give up.
Dude.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I don't know.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Wait. No restrictions, ultimate authority. Surely this is a source of hope, right? This can help us escape. But I don't know where I could use this. No.
Shoot.
Okay, fine, I'm
We
sorry.
won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
What?
If I were to die,
I can't use it on hope. So is hope the bullet I'm supposed to use? Like I use...
that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I don't fucking know.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
Okay.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Don't
Okay.
give up now.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right?
Right?
So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
Okay. First time you ever come in
We won't
clutch.
give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Boom!
Hope now.
I've been thinking about all this. And I was thinking, at a time like this,
She wouldn't
what
give
would
up.
Sakura
No.
do? We only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right?
Yep.
No.
With a
I think
deeper
that's
voice.
definitely what she'd say. Which is why I've made up my mind.
We won't give up.
We're gonna keep on fighting.
As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, The communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Yeah, she probably would have. Nah.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it. I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want if I die. In other words, the communal life you've all been. I can keep on living as long as I have my.
You don't have it.
All of you will have to leave.
You don't have his love. He doesn't like you. No one does.
Outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
Boom.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you?
Ridiculous.
It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the mastermind. Besides, the Togami family...
Main character syndrome much?
I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known...
Oh. Right, your boyfriend isn't here to do it, so you take care of it. Ugh.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the say whatever you want if I die. In other words, the communal life you've all of you will have to go into the world outside,
where only death and despair are waiting.
I already said I would claim the mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
No, you really don't have to take his place, I promise. You can be your own person. You can be your own man, Billy.
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely.
Huh?
You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without
We're
ever
the
giving
ultimate
up.
hope.
And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
That's cool.
What the hell are you?
Wow.
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other.
You mean nicely? As friends?
It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Lame, 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 lame.
I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but I still...
You suck. What do you want? So uncool. You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair.
You suck. What do you want? So uncool.
You're unbearable.
Hope is a joke. Who are you? Would you like to die?
It's so tough.
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless.
It's so hard.
So uncool. You dare to stand against us?
Despair and hope.
Hope keeps on going.
It's so difficult.
I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
You're losing. Du bien! Hey. We don't talk about the beat? I mean, final results A, honestly, I can live with that.
It may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Let's put an end to these trials with our own hands.
Doop, 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 beep, doop, doop. Junko! Whoopsie!
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
She needs a voice. I lost? Me? No way.
Well, that's just...
It can't be!
Um...
You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
But there's no use trying to fight it now.
Well, that's just...
Well, that's just...
totally the best!
Okay. Uh-huh.
So
Huh?
this is despair.
This is despair. I came to this school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for it.
Oh
To come this far and fail at the very end?
no,
That's the most ultimately ultimate despair. What are you talking about? Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately, this one-in-a-lifetime experience. It is my first and last colossal despair, here at the moment of death. To have the chance to taste the highest grade despair, the utter failure of my dreams. I am so hopelessly happy right now.
Huh?
Wait, is she enjoying this?
Anyway,
Anyway, so are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing. Outside is only despair, inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Huh?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over to his side. Everyone!
hey,
You said that despair is as contagious as any disease.
however,
But the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko! Stop it! Stop! I hate those faces you're making! Just see those awful looks causes me nothing but pain.
There's one last
Fine.
thing.
Let me just say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, that's no skin off my nose. But just be warned, from this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way, no matter where you run, no matter where you hide. Maybe you'll find some hope, but there is a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course, because we... Shut up! Shut up! That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right?
it can't be.
Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Hold on! It's not like I want you to die, you don't have to...
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want now is to taste that despair of death that you only get once in life, so...
Don't get in my way.
technically, dying is her only hope.
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I don't remember where you left exactly, unfortunately, so I couldn't tell you. I don't like that she's enjoying this. No, we didn't really get the answer, unfortunately. Like, it's just like the same shit. Something happened and the world fell into despair. Sorry, but I am kink shaming here. And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko and Oshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. Okay. Yay! I got her hair ties. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing's changed. Well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off. Just like Junko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Epilogue. Well, we can try to do it. I'm a little bit tired, but it's fine. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door. Nobody made a sound. I felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But in the end...
Hey.
We can't just stand around like this forever. At some point, we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence. Makoto, would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's words, I took out the object we'd gotten. Up until the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko, and in the end, she dropped it before us.
So,
But is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
In other words...
I will force you out. She said that just before dropping that. It makes sense that it would be our way out of here.
But...
But you never know. Maybe it's actually a switch that's gonna make the school self-destruct. I mean, Junko never said specifically that she'd let us live here alive.
It's true.
You may be right about that. Maybe?
Yes.
But even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. Yeah, I guess that's true.
There's nothing to worry about. If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam him so far up.
Hey, where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind?
It's all over. We're just about to leave the school.
What? Leave? We can go outside? Then that means me and Master can get married?
That's enough.
Please stop. That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far.
Anyway,
Don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem.
But it's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about.
Gosh, it's so hard to speak right now. But you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks
Serious?
maybe when we get out of here, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. That on the other side of this door is a world as peaceful as we remember. A lie. Peaceful as we remember. Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live. Yeah, I guess so. And how do I put this? Unlike this school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But there also has to be lots of hope, right?
in other words,
The act of searching for hope to try and find it. That by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must rebuild the Togami. We must first rebuild the Togami dynasty. I'll go with you. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go.
You got it.
Well, my first stop is going to be the closest donut shop. I can figure out the rest from there.
Hey.
And what are you gonna do if there are no more donut shops or donuts?
I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat.
I get it now. If there's no road, you just gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be?
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hakakura's life story is about to begin.
Whoa!
Thanks, Hina. You've totally opened my eyes.
Hey, personal space buddy, you're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto,
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we can get out there and do something, I have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us and we're so small, so what can we do? No, we can probably do anything. Yeah, we can do anything.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. And goodbye.
My lesbians.
But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me
I can't believe we actually became friends with Macron fan number 1.
I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
Congrats? Question mark? You kind of lost all of your friends, but it looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm going to keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open. With my hands, with our hands, hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. Oh, my ears. Oh. Bonsoir, oui, un petit peu trop tard, on arrive à la fin du jeu. Okay, but like, we don't get to see what the outside world looks like. Okay, awesome. So I guess it's up to interpretation then. I guess, yeah. Yeah, maybe number 2 actually happens afterwards. Oui, c'est vraiment le pire timing que j'ai vu en stream, je pense. C'est-à-dire que c'est la fin de la fin. C'est la fin du stream, c'est la fin du jeu, c'est la fin de tout. But yeah, it was a really cool game. I am very proud that I managed to basically figure out, like, what the plot twist was going to be. I guess, like, I just saw it coming. Hey, thanks for the follow. But yeah, I kind of saw it coming that it was Junko, so I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, now that we know how she even pulled it off, I wonder how they're gonna make more death games. Because, I mean, it was 2 years of hard work. Oui, j'aime bien Junko. Elle est un peu tarée. Mais c'était rigolo. Mais j'avais senti venir qu'elle pouvait pas juste être morte comme ça et servir à rien d'autre dans le jeu. Yeah, I'm glad we played this game. It was really fun and interesting. I still prefer Zero Escape as far as Back Chunsoft goes. But Danganronpa is pretty neat as well. And we're definitely going to be doing the other games since I have bought them anyways. We might take a little break and try to do 7 Days to End With You in French. But we will keep on playing Danganronpa because I obviously want to know what happens next. I'm glad we're done with the first one though. It only took us like a year. Oui, sur YouTube, il y a toutes les VOD qui sont déjà... Enfin, toutes les VOD précédentes, à 1 ou 2 exceptions près. Je crois que je suis un peu en retard sur certains trucs. Notamment, j'ai fait une pause de 2 mois où j'ai pas streamé. Mais il y a toutes les VOD sur mon YouTube. Par contre, tout est en anglais. Je joue à Danganronpa en anglais. J'alterne français-anglais sur les streams. En fait, ça dépend du jeu. Et celle-là sera aussi sur YouTube bientôt. Je sais pas quand exactement, parce que ça demande un peu de temps de préparer, mais je vais essayer de faire ça soon. Mais par contre, on a beaucoup de VOD. Je crois qu'on doit en avoir une 20aine. Parce que c'est un peu long comme jeu. At least it was definitely a good call to end the stream when I did yesterday, because I wouldn't have been able to spend an hour and a half more streaming this game. I did have a feeling that Junko would have a lot to tell us. Bah, ce sera avec plaisir. C'est pas du tout obligatoire, mais si ça t'intéresse, je poste quand je vais streamer. À minima, je mets une alerte que le stream va débuter parce que j'ai un planning un peu hasardeux. Mais voilà. Et de toute façon, comme j'ai dit, les VOD se retrouvent toujours sur YouTube à un moment ou à un autre. when you think about it, that there haven't been that many actual killings that happened, you know, like where a student murdered another, because like 10 people died, I think. Well, 9, because Mukuro was killed twice. So 10 people died, 9, but half of them were like executions after a class trial. So it's like, it's not a murder, it's an execution. I was expecting more murders. Like, I guess I was expecting less people to survive at the end. But it's cool. Well, this was no Zero Escape, but it was pretty damn good. I did really enjoy it. Ooh! He's still alive?
Interesting.
Wait, who is controlling him?
Things are getting very interesting indeed.
Merci, c'est très gentil.
Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am your...
Oui, c'est vraiment sympa. C'est dommage qu'il y ait pas tout du long. Bah, du coup, après, j'étais obligée de faire les voix moi-même. Mais c'est très sympa quand c'est doublé. Hmm. I don't know if he was... I mean, he obviously wasn't controlling Junko, but was Junko actually controlling him? Was someone else part of the Ultimate Despair? I don't know what happened. He said he was the headmaster, but the headmaster is dead. We literally found his bones in a box. And we know he was Kyoko's father, so what reasons would he have to be... I don't know, man. Okay. Well, I guess we're done. Yeah, I guess we're done. I hope you guys liked the game, especially, you know, those of you who actually were there the whole time and didn't show up at the end with extremely bad timing, although that was really funny. I had a lot of fun playing the game. Can't wait to do the other, 3 games that I bought? I don't know. Yeah, it'll be my pleasure to have you actually around for most of the game. But yeah, thank you for being here. And like I said, next time we're probably going to play 7 Days to End with you in French. That'll be a nice break from all the English streams of the past year or so. Yeah. I don't have a lot more to say, honestly, because we've been debriefing at every stream what happened in the game. So, you know, I don't have a lot more to say. I'm just really glad that I figured things out and I was actually smart at the end. And that's all I have to say. Hi, Mello. Yeah, you also have really bad timing. Well, anyways, bye guys. I'll see you soon for another stream. And yeah, that's it for Danganronpa. What a game. Bye.